So, Supermoon Sunday. South is, well, just above that red light. Sorry, it's not more accurate. I'm not sure if this iPod's good enough to pick them up. Yeah, that's some strange yet beautiful patterns in the sky today. Ribby pattern. And there's this wish of the lines. It's really long. Can you just see those lines? Just see them coming. Terribly cold. Terribly cold. Just want to try to catch those patterns. Little ribby pattern just there.
That's why I don't know what subscription means, and but what a subscription tells me is who's listening to me, who's paying attention, who wants to hear what I have to say. Which at this point, after 90 days, I have 53 subscriptions or whatever the fuck. That means no one's listening to me. No one wants to hear what I have to say. That means I'm wasting your time and I'm wasting my time.
I really know how you feel, George. Alright, this all feels like, I don't know, this. Maybe you and I, George, maybe there's a few more like us, and we're all sitting there moaning about the same thing. We just ain't found each other yet. That's what I hope, anyway, mate. Alright? Get in touch, bruv. Peace and luck.
Could it be that all we have to do is have an intention and then speak it, using our words in a better, understandable way, from the negative spellbinding to the positive?
So beautifully put, Ian. Thanks, my friend.
Just away from the dark side.
You made me think of something. Something Quasi Luminous is doing with his blood over intent. I wonder, Quasi, have you heard of the placebo effect? All right, now there's something within this blood over intent which is, for myself, a placebo effect. Whereas if Quasi believes that it will make a difference, then it will make a difference. Not because of his blood, but because of his fucking intent. Oh, excuse my language. I'm not going into that today. I'm not even here for this. I just thank you, Ian. That was such a lovely way of putting it. And yeah, whatever. So, just very quickly, my sister has asked me to do a tiling job. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know bugger all about tiling. I've done it once or twice, years ago. I said to her I'd have a look on YouTube, see if there's any videos, blah blah blah, and I'd get back to her. Right, got no problems with doing it. And of course, there's thousands of videos, 18,700 videos, right? Even from the professionals. Now, while I was doing this, there's this here, how to cut porcelain around the flange, how to install a toilet flange. Now, just for a minute, and I thought to myself, the flange, what the flange? And this word, I couldn't remember where I'd heard it. at first I see this whole Falange, and I thought Friends. I thought Friends. Why does it remind me of Friends? And then of course there's Regina Falange, made up name by Phoebe Buffay. This of course is Joey, who is Ken Adams. We'll go into that one another time. But Regina Falange, and I was thinking, Falange, maybe she's talking about, you know, the hole at the centre of the world. That's the Falange. So I thought, right, just type it into Google. What does Falange mean? Oh really? A little fashionized sign? Something to do with Jose Antonio Primo de Rivera in 1933. Oh really? And of course, what does Regina mean? Regina is the female queen, the regal vagina, shall we say. Just a weird coincidence for me that this word Falange should lead me on to so many things. There's an episode of Friends where Rachel's on a plane and she's just talking to the gentleman next to her, and she says there's a problem with the Falange and everybody has to get off the plane because there's a problem with the Falange, but nobody knows what the fucking Falange is. And I never bothered to look into it. I never bothered to look into what Falange was. And just today, while looking for the toilet, I thought, Falange? Hole at the centre of the world? So I just typed it in, of course, and yeah, I come up with this. In Spain, the Falange was a political organisation founded by Jose Antonio Primo de Rivera in 1933 during the Second Spanish Republic. 1933. Queen Fanny's fake names. And yeah, thanks Ian for reminding me. Look, intent is everything. How we say and what we say, it means a lot. I will try my very hardest not to swear while I'm on camera, unless the need calls for it. Alright, I will go into it again much deeper at some point about swearing. I really don't think swearing, if the intent behind it is meant in certain ways, whether it means certain things, whether it can imply and do certain things. But yeah, words mean a lot, and oh boy, what a team of writers wrote that Friends. Wouldn't surprise me if the same team wrote some of the other. Oh, they did, didn't they? They all worked on the same ones that won so many awards. Yeah. I'm gonna get it in my. Peace and luck, all. 933. 933. Just quickly, poor old fellow. I don't mean to film him, but just something the Morgile was saying. I think he mentioned it before. I thought about it before, right? The little alleyway I walk up, all them mushrooms were. I was walking up that hill before, and been walking behind like an old lady with a little trolley. And she was 20-30 paces in front, walking extremely slow. Do you know how hard it is to catch up? We're just walking behind that gentleman just there. I know I can walk twice as fast as him, but when we're both going in the same direction, do you know how hard it is to catch up? Older that, you'd literally have to start running. You'd have to accelerate to catch up. But yeah, just a thought that was. Maybe I'll come back to this at some other point. But yeah, it's really hard to catch up even to old people when they go half your speed. Anyway, peace and luck. So just a quick one. I was noticing what Rory was noticing with the numbers 25. It's this one here. It says 79. Okay. I've said it a couple of times now, but if I go to my other page, my highest views from the most recent 142. Flat Earth cult non-fiction. 42. Go to my video editor, looking at the videos and they're lined up down the edge here. You know, when it flashes up your video processor, I noticed that's at 79. It's all the same damn stuff.
way
You know,
of innocence is
if
the
I'm on
experience
camera,
of paranormal. You don't question life too much when you're a kid, for a while at least. Or is it at a certain age when it comes in and we start to see a wider world?
I cannot tell Eon and Rory how much I appreciate their words. The matter of innocence, I've always had a fascination with children. Their blind honesty is astonishingly refreshing to me. People don't understand it. Do you know that only people who will mention my teeth, my brown teeth, are children? Adults look and look away. My mum's tried to mention it, of course, and my lady. But for the longest time, the only people that will talk to me about it is children. And yeah, sometimes they're cruelly mocking. Manky teeth is what my second cousin calls me. He's 6, 5, manky teeth. And it makes me smile every time. And he sees even more of my manky teeth when he says it. But there is something to the innocence of children and their responses, their replies, their questions, which we should all learn to take more note of. The Victorian children should be seen and not heard. Oh, that makes me sick. That's disgusting. Children should be listened to. Children know what's right and wrong instinctively. When children lash out in violence, this is because they do not have the mental capacity to express how they're feeling. Me and my friend were having a conversation once about children biting, and some people thinking, oh, it's horrendously wrong. No, it's the last defence of a defenceless animal. You understand? Leave me the fuck alone. If a child bites you the first time, there's a reason for it. If the child continues to bite, that's something else, right? But we'll do that another time. But the innocence of children, when you ask them simple questions, the replies they will give you, pre-indoctrination, is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I keep saying it, and I wish no offence to anyone. And I will touch on it much deeper at some time. But it's this idea that there are so few ideas. To hear my thoughts echoed by Rory and Eon, and I'm sure they've felt the same about some of the things I've said before, that tells me we're all being led, or that we've all only got one encyclopedia of knowledge, and we're all discussing from that one encyclopedia of knowledge. Do you understand? When you ask children and they have no idea there's any encyclopedias, they've just got what they pick up around them. They can talk about all sorts of things. Someone at the door, excuse me. That helped. Just a quick delivery. So hopefully I'm still on camera. Where was I? Yeah, so children, they have an astonishing way of seeing the world, and they all have an individual way of seeing the world. It's only once you go to school and someone puts a label to something or puts something in a system for you. When my young children became teenagers, and they watch this, they might get upset. But a certain one tries to show me his story. It's very unoriginal, and I do not have the heart to tell him so. A couple of people in my life, family, have tried this. I've tried it for myself and found the ideas are so hard to put out that someone else hasn't already had. And I now honestly feel that that's just because, not because I have no ideas or because you all have no ideas, it's because we've all only got this one encyclopedia to get ideas from. You understand? We have no scope outside of this. Like Ian says, with these worlds outside of the system, I love this. And I see no reason to not discuss it or question it or You know, I think it's something that has always been spoke about and should be. Maybe it shouldn't be known. Once it's known, it can no longer be discussed. Do you understand? No, it's got a label on it. We're done. Sorted. No need to discuss it anymore. Just make sure you learn it. Move on. What? Awful, awful. I have to go to work in a moment. But edit. But just very quickly, I want to touch on something Rory was saying as well about the end justifying the means, and it's something I've had on my mind recently to want to talk about in many ways. And this is people who say do not use the Lord's name in vain. Okay, now let's say a certain group of people were using the Lord's name not in vain, but for a purpose. Is it then being used in vain if there is an end purpose? Are you allowed to blaspheme if the end purpose, the end means justification, is a good one? If you frighten everybody into never going down the dark path, are you allowed to blaspheme so much that people will flock to the light? I for myself do not believe that the physical ends justifies a means, but there's nothing wrong with the contemplation of it. Do you understand the difference? We can talk about sacrificing a virgin to save the city, but for myself, no, never physically, never practically, ever to do something like that. To believe that cutting yourself and writing a message with that blood is the first step in the path to saying, yeah, it's alright to sacrifice my baby because in the end I will get something good. We will all get something good out of it. No. I cannot stand with this. And I hate to say it, if you're standing with it, it tells me your awareness is not quite as aware as you might like. You ask a child to cut its finger, you ask a child to put a pin in its finger, it will not do it. Okay? And yeah, I understand. I know there are a couple that might, but there would be reasons for it, you understand? Much love to Rory and Eon hashtag. I still don't understand why Eon's only got 34 subscribers. I don't understand why none of us are growing. Jazz channel's not growing. Some of these people out there, ex-heliocentric, there's some people out here whose channels are just not going. George GG Wingmaker, I did reach out to him, he's not reached back. Laurie, I may have opened a can of worms with that gun topic. I'm not sure if he 100% means what he said, but certainly made me think. And yeah, I'll try and put that on to the end of this one, and I'll come back to you about that. Reach out, George. Reach out, anyone. I'm here, and I'll do a response like this if I don't type you a message. When I get some time, I've got some time coming off soon over Christmas. I'm going to sit here and go through all my messages and try and respond to as many as I feel need to. If you're just saying thank you, nice video, then of course I'll be thanks very much. If you've actually got a question, I'll respond to that. Time's short. I've got to run right now. I'm over time already. Much love to you all. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts. Rory and Ian, I appreciate it very, very much. Confirmation bias for myself at least. Alright, thank you guys. Much love. Alright, Del, almost disregarding everything else you're talking about here, as much as I'm enjoying listening to your opinion on all this stuff, and I agree with you on quite a lot of it, there's this thing I have to tell you about, the full disclosure and full exploration you keep talking about, mate. Now listen, are you yourself, Del, going to go and explore the whole world? Are you going to be able to do it in your lifetime? If you're not, then you're going to have to find people that you trust to tell you what it looks like over there where you ain't been yet, mate. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. We do need all that stuff. But first, we have to find people we can trust to tell us what's over there. There's no way I can get all the way around the world in my lifetime, especially walking, as we are meant to do. You understand? This is why you find people you can trust that say, hey, I've been over there and I'll tell you what, it's fucking amazing, it looks like this, and the people there, you understand? To just say, yeah, well, we need to full disclosure. Well, how do we trust that? How do we trust that disclosure? How do we physically explore just this world, let alone the possibility that there might be other worlds? How do we explore this world in one lifetime? I do understand what you're saying about full disclosure and exploration, but it's a pipe dream. It's wrong to go around and keep saying this, mate. What we should all be talking about, and no one's talking about, is learning how to trust people. Okay? I'd like to say I trust you, but I don't know you very well, mate. I've watched a few of your videos. I'm sure you've watched a couple of mine. I've messaged you, you've messaged me, but we've never spoke. Well, I've got young kids in the family. I ain't got time to sit around phoning all many different people having conversations all the time. But by coming out here and exposing yourself and telling everyone your feelings, you are doing that first step of showing people that you can be trusted or not. You understand? The little touches of when your children walk in, give you a kiss goodbye. This is all part of learning how to trust people. To know that they've got a fucking family. To know that their family fucking care about them. Not just them saying so. Alright? I'd love to go and explore. I'd love to have the disclosure. But how can I trust the disclosure until I know the people that have disclosed the information? Alright, and I'd love to go exploring, but I don't think I could do it in my life, and that's why you meet other people from other lands, other places, that can tell you what their land is like. You can tell them what yours is like. You understand? If you're going to sit here and call people out on what they're all saying wrong, well, I'm telling you you're wrong, mate. Right? Exploration, disclosure's wrong. First comes trust. We must learn who we can and can't trust. And you've mentioned a few people that alright, might not be showing themselves in the best light, but I trust some of them. There are some people on YouTube I do trust, okay, and that's for me. That's not for the rest of you. I think the people who I do trust know that I trust them. You understand? I give them private messages, and I've never heard anything back. I've never had people make videos about this stuff. I think I can trust them people. Alright? I think I can trust you, Del. I'm not trying to say you're a bad guy or anything in the slightest. I just disagree with the exploration and disclosure. Okay? Well, and a quick aside with the exploration thing. People are still talking about going to meet aliens and stuff. Well, I've never met anyone from Nepal. Yeah? I've never met an Eskimo. What do I want to meet an alien for when I ain't met someone from Brazil? You understand me? Anyway, peace and luck. Sorry, Del. I hope you don't take offence, mate. Much love. Alright, so George GG Wingmaker. A little bit unconventional, Laurie. I can't say I agree with everything he says at all. I may be opening a can of worms. I hope not. I hope you half see the funny side of this. I'm pretty certain, Laurie, you're already aware that other people will hold different opinions to you, and I hope that this one extra don't make any difference. Just, yeah, take it as it comes. Oh.
If you're gonna fucking kill these fucking elk and deer and all this other bullshit, you better do it with the fucking bow, okay? And I know. Deer and elk hunters, we keep the fucking meat. Yeah, and I know my buddies would keep the meat, and they would give me elk meat, and me and my mom and my girlfriend would fucking prepare it. We'd get ground elk with fucking bacon and potatoes and onions and shit. We'd make these awesome ass burritos with this elk meat. Oh god, I miss those. Okay, and I know you guys fucking, but a lot of fucking you stupid asshole fucking hunters. You guys just go get your permit every year, and you guys just try to go fucking put deer heads on your wall. What the and elk heads? What the fuck is up with all this fucking elk head, deer head, goat head worshipping? No, you can only stack so much fucking elk meat and deer meat in your fucking refrigerator. You can only hand it out to so many of your fucking redneck hillbilly fucking friends. Okay? No, this is fucking bullshit. If you're gonna hunt, you don't need to hunt as fucking much as you can.
So yeah, he does swear quite a lot in this one, and yeah, I suppose in some I haven't watched many of his videos, 4 or 5, and yeah, you know, he's got his issues, and we all. Not everyone's gonna like him or agree with what he says, but he's interested in the truth, and he's interested in finding out the truth and passing on information. He says he wants to talk to people, but he's not yet reached out to me, so maybe he's picked up a few. He's got 172, so he's got more than me now, so he's picked up a few extra subs. Maybe he's a busy man. So yeah, that was the bit I wanted to catch. You know how lucky was that? So he says he doesn't like people who use guns. He says if you go out there with a handful of peanuts and a hammer and catch a squirrel, he'll have much more respect for you. And yeah, I agree with that in some ways. But hunting for sport, no, all right. But hunting for food, I don't think this is a big problem. It's when it becomes the sport, you understand? And when it becomes a sport, we should be shooting at targets, not animals. So yeah, Laurie, I hope it didn't upset you. I didn't mean to catch him swearing quite so much, but yeah, a wholly opposed opinion to yours on hunting. I'd like to know more about hunting, please, Laurie, if you don't mind, if you've got the time and some more footage to share. Your family shooting was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Absolutely, honestly, I can't tell you. That will sit in my mind for a long, long time. All right, as will this man for some reason. A few of the things he said, yeah. He says he's going to take some time off and go and look into mythology and ancient tales. Good for him, man. I'll always keep looking into that stuff. I'll do now as much as I can. I love all that stuff. I like to hear people's opposing opinions. I like to be piggy in the middle, so to speak. I've been there enough times for it to not to bother me too much. As long as it shouldn't bother other people that on one side I have someone I'd like to be friends with who's completely unconventional, right? He's got his issues and he swears too much and he hates hunting, and yet Laurie very rarely swears, on camera at least. She quite happy with hunting and teaching her family to shoot guns. What's wrong with having two opposing views like that? You understand? Mine's the third, almost impartial view. I have no first-hand knowledge of hunting in this country at all, except for a small video I'll share with you after this. I'll add this small bit onto another video, and you can share my hunting. Alright. Yeah, the only hunting I say is okay, and it's a computer game. Maybe I'll add a little shot on right here. Anyway, much love to you all. George, reach out if you've got no one to talk to, mate. I am here. I've messaged you a couple of times. Laurie, I hope I haven't upset you. A lot of people have been commenting. Bubbles, No One's Flower, Gandhi, Dave, man, much love to you, man. Rick Woods, many other people for your comments. I'm sorry if I haven't responded to you all. Much love to you all. Peace. What was that strange pattern? great sort of thing, isn't it? And those parakeets are up. It's 5th of December. The parakeets are still here in England. The frost is out. Strong. At some point, when I get the time, I'm going to plug up some videos from my previous walks through the summer, and I'm going to do like a quick time lapse, like maybe this tree here and some of the other more notable ones I walk past, just to see what it looks like. I really can't stop today. I just wanted to try and catch those ribby things again, see if I can get one more good shot up here. And as always, if I fall over, you may laugh. A little droopy sapling, can you see him? I can't zoom in, I've got gloves on. It's in the footprint of an old one. Can't stop today, I've got to work early. Work early means finish early. Too bright on the old sun? There we go. Finish with the ribby things. Much love, everybody.